Good morning. We've got Wink here, and also another gorgeous whiteout and snow in the trees. It just does it for me. Could have made that rhyme, played that rhyme. But anyways, December 11th. Um, right sized, sourced in spirit. We eschew grandiosity and embrace humility. We become right sized. We find ourselves more comfortable in our skin. No longer showing off, we embrace realistic goals, winning respect of ourselves and others. Yeah, um, it is realistic for me to be 100% debt free. That's my goal. And I jumped through a couple of hoops yesterday to get me a little closer to that. And my hope and prayer and meditation and visualization is to make a big chunky payment on that student loan. Oh, let's say by Monday or Tuesday. Is that realistic enough? Maybe next Wednesday. And also to do another big move financially so that I can consolidate uh, my portfolio. I know that goes against the idea of a diversified portfolio, but I just want my monies involved or engaged in a bigger pie that I'm actively feeding. In other words, get my money out of a 403b that I'm no longer employed with that employer over to the 401k with the engaged with the employer that I'm getting paid with by, so that I can chuck money in there every 2 weeks. And Chuck and I will do as soon as that student loan is done. So excited about that. And it's looking to be right at the beginning of 2025. So my goal, you know, I've had I've actively engaged visually and spiritually and on paper with budget to attain that goal of being 100% debt free. Well, when I say 100%, it's minus the mortgage right now. Uh, and But I've had that goal of debt free in 2024. So meaning that by December of 2024, I've been engaging with that deadline for 6 years, and it is so close that for me it's 1,000% win. Um, that if I can send out that payment and get a statement back from the student loan company that that loan is paid off in full in January of 2025. Good enough for me. Um, and and my end game goal, I've got a number set up for myself 10 years out, and it's realistic. I use the calculators. I see where I'm at today, and I see where I can budget out. Investing, it'll be 1,500 a month. So for the next 10 years, and I'm going to try to pump it up to 2,000 a month. And you do the math. You put it into a calculator, and you'll figure out my numbers, and they are humble. Uh, right now, today, as it stands, as I've done the research, I sit in the median of 401ks, and that's that's both. I don't know. I'm trying to assess how that feels, or what the thoughts and thinking and feelings are around that idea that I am the median. So I'm right smack dab in the middle. and not the average, but the median, the middle. And I'm one. I'm just grateful that I'm, somewhere on that scale that's neither too high or neither too low. I am in the middle. That also kind of blows my mind because my perception was that like I had nothing and that I was just doomed for failure. So again, my perceptions, my thoughts do not reflect reality, and I'm disheartened by the fact that it looks like a huge chunk of my cohorts, and this is the king cohort. It's everybody who was born in the 60s basically and are either on the precipice of retiring or like me, 10 years out and they got nothing or nearly nothing. And that's mind-boggling. But if you're my age, if you're late 50s, early 60s, there's still time. And, you know, it would probably induce some radical behavior changes. And how radical is doing a budget? We've been hearing about it our whole lives. I'm just so grateful that I finally embraced the idea 7 years ago. And my dad tried to teach me the rule of 7 years, doubling your money every 7 years, putting away 10%. He tried to teach that to me, and the idea. I've done some math on. I was gifted about 10 grand when I was like 16 or 17, and I did fairly responsible stuff with it. I took a year off from working when I was working in an awful environment, drugs and alcohol, and I just went to school. I had a great year at school. I was mostly drug and drinking free. I was on the wagon for that year. It was a great year. I just went to school full time and I bought a good car and I went on some nice vacations. So I lived the life of Riley on that money and it spent within a year or two. And I look at the math now, and had I just left it alone, stuck it in a S&P index fund, and just left it alone, I would be in a very different, situation at the moment. But I did not do that. I did not have the foresight. I did not have the maturity. Um, I saw money, and it was in my hands, and it left quickly. And it's just one of those life lessons, and I forgive myself. Um, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Can't get it back. So it's okay. Life is good. I finally put those life lessons together and have acquired enough time and wisdom and forgiveness and maturity to just go to work, get a job, living wage, live within my means, budget my dollars, take time every day to connect to my spiritual source and ask to have a good day and to stay clean and pray and meditate and to share the message and help people who are seeking help and just do the do. Doing the do has changed my life dramatically and has given me a ton of hope. Um, Physically more healthy than I've ever been, working my way through some nagging injuries that are not debilitating. I haven't had to take any Advil or any kind of real medications in a while. Feeling pretty decent um, on the ice playing hockey. Playing hockey at this stage of the game, playing any for real active sport. I'll be 60 in a couple of months. I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. And I'm seriously looking to improve. I want to improve my core strength, my leg strength, my agility, my flexibility. When I go to yoga and, I'm just looking to improve little bit by little bit. So, I don't know. Big rant, 10 minutes. I'm probably late. I got to brush my teeth and go to work and give work an honest date. So let's do it. Um, Already talked about it a little bit, but bottom line is living the program today ultimately means that number one, I acknowledge that I'm an addict and that I need help, uh, but I also acknowledge that I am clean today, and I have a choice on whether to stay clean or not, and I'm exercising making that choice to stay clean. Boom, done. Did I do any harm to anybody yesterday? Um, other than some not so great eating choices. Uh, and I may have responded to one or two, you know, snarky members, not as gracefully as I'd like to. So I can improve on that today. I can really go in to work, give them an honest date, and to be graceful and acknowledge immediately when anybody gives me any negative, aggressive uh, energy to not take any of it on, to stay absolutely remote, calm, and refer them to management immediately and be done. So, anyways, tally ho, have a great day.